Here we are, first edition of the breakdown. We come out here, we break down bars. Today we got, man, formerly known as New Era Nice. Man, he used to have them hits on deck, but right now he goes by Rob Walk. So we're gonna break down the bars that you guys just listened to, and we're gonna replay it back at the end so you guys can listen to it again. All right?
That's right. That's what we doing.
So, all right, man. I got a little notes card right here. I'm just gonna read through the lyrics. He's gonna break down the bars to them. So, all right, you ready, man?
Ready, man. Let's do it.
All right, man. So you started this off. Let me drop a little knowledge.
Put you in the know.
Ooh.
Healthcare, Medicare, all of it's a joke. Price it like car insurance, get you a quote. That's why employers give jobs just over broke.
All right, man. First off, I can tell you it's deep in the thought because nobody. I mean, this is from a while ago. Was it like 10 years ago?
10 years ago, man.
That you did this, man. He's been in the game for a minute. Took some time off. Now he's back. So it's always cool to be able to go through this, man. Somebody like 10 years ago having this mindset. There's a lot of guys that are just now getting in the game having this mindset, man. Explain these bars to us, man, because it's like I think that for a lot of these people, if they ain't really listening, it just go right over their head. So
no, man, that's true. It's true. I put this project together. It's called The Campaign, and the campaign came out back in 2006, 2007, and around that time, man, I was really on my hustle, man. I was working 2 jobs, and I was just trying to make enough money to pay for the recording of the actual album. And so, I'm working all these jobs, I'm putting in all this overtime, and what I noticed was when I got my paycheck, they were taxing me at this higher rate, so it seemed like the more work I did, like the more money they took away from me. So I felt like I was never getting ahead, and so that whole line, it's like, we're broke. It's like, that's literally what a job is. Like, it's just enough to keep you coming back again. Like, it's not enough for you to walk away from, but it's enough just to keep you coming back another week and another week and another week. So it was like this cycle, and I was like, man, I got to get out of a job.
Man, so it's funny. So I know you shared with me a little bit, like, I guess you started getting the Amway a little bit, kind of got your mind right. It kind of got you thinking a little bit differently from the day to day.
Right,
as far as like, man, this right here, I'm doing all this hard work and it's not amounting to anything at all.
There's more to life, man. And it's one of those things where it's like, people, they dedicate their whole life to something, only at the end of it get either like kicked out or to get like some sort of gold watch. But it's like it's like a pride thing. Like, you walk away with all of this pride, but you don't walk away with no money.
Yeah. That even goes into your next set of bars right here. It's just like, it really ain't a secret. It's all mathematics, man. Like, it's funny because it's like, I think for like the average like person, it's like you go to high school. This is like the perfect way to do it. Go to high school, get your diploma. After you get your diploma, you go to college. You get that good job. And it's funny, it's like the only way that you really have something is if you own something.
It's true.
So it's funny to think that, like, you think 10 years ago, man, E.T. wasn't really around. He was a little bit, but I mean, he was dropping bars on this knowledge back then. So I think it's dope to actually hear this.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like, the formula that they're still teaching from is this old formula. And society is abiding by this formula. It's like, okay, so you go to college, you get a good job, then you have babies, and then you're supposed to stay at this job for 50 years or however long you got to stay there till you're like 73 before you can retire. And then you retire from this job, and then you are supposed to like ride off into the sunset or something like that. And everybody knows that even back then we knew that wasn't the formula, because it's like, you see people that are that age. I knew this guy's story, right? Knew this guy. I won't give his name out because he's no longer with us. But he was Jewish, and he put me on a mad game. And he had to come back to work in his late 70s because him and his wife couldn't afford health care anymore, and so he actually had to get a job at his age and in his condition. And I was like, there's no reason why this guy should have to be at a job with young 20-year-olds, all because he can't afford health care. You know what I mean? And so I was like, that right there told me that the system was screwed up, and I was like, nah, there has to be a better way. There has to be more to it. And so that's sort of where these lyrics sort of stem from, because even then I knew it was wrong. So it's like you abide by this formula, and then, like I said, everything is supposed to be all right after you get this good job. But tell me this, who's staying at a job for 50 years anymore? Most places, they hire temps, right? They hire temps because then they don't have to pay you the full amount of money that they would pay normally somebody who's hired on directly through the company. And so
they don't have to offer benefits.
They don't have to offer you benefits or any of this
pay
stuff.
time off and
all of that. And so now we're starting to see that really crazy now, but we were just starting to experience a little bit of that back in like '07. And so I guess I say all of that to say this: it's like, you know, it's all mathematics at the end of the day. When you know what's I said price it like car insurance, get you a quote. That's why employers give jobs just over broke. It really ain't a secret, it's all mathematics, man. Pay you enough for 2 weeks to keep you coming back. It's again '07, but they still teach it from the '80s. Go to college, get a good job and have babies. Buy a house, get in debt, up to your eyeballs every day thereafter. Pray you hit the lotto. Then they got the nerve to ask you if you have drive, not to retire by age 65. Like Jay said, this is a brand new era. Not the kind of clean the clothes, but the kind of make you cheddar. It pains me to see my people in the dark. I'll provide the wood, rub until you see the spark. Man, these are bars that I was writing back then because I knew what was ahead today, and so just trying to be ahead of my time, man. That's really what it was.
That is real talk. Very dope interview. Make sure you check Rob Walk out on his Instagram. Check him out on his Instagram page at
Rob Walk Motivates You, and that's ROBWALKMOTIV, the number 8 and the letter S and the letter U. Rob Walk Motivates You.
Next thing is check out our Walking to Success on our Instagram page. Also, last but not least, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to play the music back for you guys to listen to again. Really take a chance to listen to it. We're going to be doing this a lot, so get familiar with what we're doing right now. All right?
Yes, get familiar. One last thing I want to leave you with is this. When I recorded the track, I recorded it, the normal way. But back where I'm from, in the South, we tend to like to slow our music down. So this track, the way that I have it recorded, it is slowed down. If anybody feels like I should put the lyrics up for them, I don't mind. I'll go back and I'll add the lyrics. What I wanted to do was make it catchy enough where people would actually play it, and then they would get the knowledge once they heard it.
A little bit of like marketing genius right there. It's like I want y'all to get this knowledge.
But definitely, man, get this knowledge, man. Think about what you're doing. Think about how you're out there functioning in society. Think about what's next for yourself, and really start putting together a plan, man. Because I'm telling you, this working the day job stuff is for the birds. Get yourself familiar with how to make money, and when you learn how to make money, nobody can take that away from you. So we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Let me drop a little knowledge, put you in the know. Healthcare, Medicare, all of this a joke. Price it like car insurance, get you a quote. That's why employers give jobs just over broke. It really ain't a secret, it's all mathematics, man. Pay you enough for 2 weeks to keep you coming back again. It's '07, but they still teaching from the '80s. Go to college, get a good job and have babies. Buy a house, get in debt, up to your eyeballs every day thereafter. Pray you hit the lotto. Then they got the nerve to ask you if you have drive. I got it, but not to retire by 65. Like Jay said, this is a brand new era. Not the kind to clean your clothes, but the kind to make you cheddar. It pains me to see my people in the dark. I'll provide the wood, rubber till you see the spark.
Wow.